Hello everybody, it's been a few days because I've been having a few days to myself. I've not been feeling fantastic, just wanted to rest and been getting a few different things done. I had to go down and get Billy's Manitou on the low loader so that I could go off to the chateau. I've had visits from the mayor about the rodents in the banks, and they're a lot more than we thought. And in fact, there might be some in the background now. And trying to get lots of stuff done in the garden before the rain comes because I've got huge plans. So I've had to borrow a tractor off somebody to get the ground over the bridge really, really far down. And that's a really, really, really important thing to do. But I don't know, it's just, do you know what? It's been an interesting few days. Here we go. So why am I playing with this, other than, you know, I'm a bloke and you like playing with toys? Well, this, just going to play with, cause it's part of my friend's hire fleet. It's new to his hire fleet, and it's got a flail mower on the back, and do have huge amounts of really deep stuff around the edge, which I need to get to, and go over the bit of land over the bridge over there with something that's way more powerful than either Billy's or my mower. So let's do it. That is not looking bad, and it's nice and low. It's obviously a flail mower, so you can get it nice and low even over this rough ground that's full of odds and ends. It's very uneven as well. Good. Last little strip to do there. Put this back. Another job. I will make this look beautiful this year. So why bother with this piece of land over here, you say? Because it's always in the background. So if anything you have over in that garden, you're always looking across at this. People always want to walk across the bridge that I built and see it, and it's always a foot high. Stinging nettles, grass, all sorts of stuff. And you can never get it cut because it's just too high for the big mower. So being able to use that flail and get it down this low, this quickly, is great. Plus, I've got a few plans. Some of the open events this year, I'm thinking about a little section with lots and lots of different stalls, and those stalls can be over here, so you're separated from the louder music and the partying, which would allow people to be able to hear, talk, negotiate, and just sort of separate the two areas off. And there's a nice bit of shade over here, so those people that are on their stalls all day won't be in the baking hot sunshine fighting for shade with the people that are having a drink and a party over there. So I do feel I'm way too early to be this excited and this far ahead. So, you know what? Yeah. You might remember that the dog got attacked by some rodents living in the banks. They're called coipu in France, nutria in America. They're an invasive species which are not supposed to be here. Attacked the dog. I had to notify the mayor today. None filmed, didn't want to. The mayor came down along with someone from like the wildlife police in France. Don't know. Anyway, they've told me I've got to cut down a big bush where they're hiding and feel happy, because that will disturb them and make life easier for whatever they want to do. And because it's springtime, that person had to actually check those bushes for nests, so there weren't any birds, we weren't disturbing any birds. So it's been a bit of a day. Always kind of like the hidden view. We're over the bridge on a little piece of land over there, full of trees and wood and stuff. And where little critters are, I mean, you can see here, they quite like over here, because the tree came down, so this is all a complete mess. You can see the path there. There's a track through. There'll be some more over there. Looking forward to getting rid of all this. I don't know how much of this I could have burnt this winter to stay warm. And here's the bush, unfortunately, happened to pull back. And quite a lot of space there into the lake, but you can really now see just how much damage they've done. So look at these, there's some holes there, huge ones over there, and now you see, look at just how much, I mean, this bank is supposed to be further out. Look at this bank here, because they've been here, look how much they've eroded away. They've just gone all the way from even that edge all the way in to create this little habitat for themselves. So it's got to go. So do they. That said, I don't blame them for picking this spot. It's a nice view. Don't think it's worked. Yeah, I can see him moving. It's still there. Yes, yeah, there you go. Oh yeah. No, he's definitely still there. Just want you to leave. I don't think the other people are going to be as nice as I am about it. Just, come on, just go. Oh, there's the ripples. There's the water ripples. Yeah. So, actually, I mean, can you really, I mean, they're absolutely look, see? This is all freshly dug out. You little annoying little so-and-sos, aren't you? Just want you to go. Tedious, but not too unexpected. They still feel quite happy there because it's huge shows, which means all of the rhododendron bushes, everything all that way, so it's got to be a completely clear bank so they have no cover, and also all the way around the side of the moat, and that's not actually the end of the world. That was part of the plan along the side of the drive, so that's not much of an issue for those people out there. And I do appreciate nature. I'm doing my best everywhere here and everything about it to try to maintain a balance. They are an invasive species. I have had a couple of comments, most of you were very understanding. I've had a couple of comments, which is the usual ones of people that don't really understand the way the world works. And what was the one? Oh, they were there before you. Why don't you leave them alone? Well, do you know what? Tuberculosis was here before me. Doesn't mean I want to catch it, does it? So, you know, it's not really an argument. We live in the here and now. So, you know, they're not supposed to be here. That is the point. And I've never cared right up until they're causing huge damage to the property, and more than that, attack the dog, which means they're getting too brave. They're not hiding. So I've now got to inform the mayor that little patch hasn't deterred them. Get permission to take out those entire banks, and whatever happens after that, I guess, I mean, that's up to them. It's not, unfortunately, my choice. Is that another one? Problem is, this time of year could be big carp. I mean, that's, you know, this is a perfect example. What happens is they burrow into the banks, they undermine the roots of the trees and the banks, and then eventually you have, well, thankfully that's not actually massive compared to what they have brought down, and they destroy the entire bank, so that's going to be a huge section. I mean, that tree's actually being held up there with rope, which I have to deal with because I don't want to use this space, I don't want it to fall in the moat. This is just an example of damage they do, which is really, really visible. And you know what? They're still doing it because you can see their little walking path straight up the bank. Yeah. Oh, that's creaking. I wouldn't trust that rope. I wouldn't stand near that. Oh, well. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. What do you reckon all those ripples are? Upset carp as I'm walking across the bridge? Or more of little rodents. So you can actually see there, you can see further in that bank, which obviously connects to that. Now the silly thing about this, that will be all one den. They will be going, they'll have entrances and exits all through. So that entire area there, and actually the roots of all of those trees are now compromised because of them. So it's been a manic few days, although weirdly it doesn't kind of look it. I mean, getting lots of the machinery repaired, hey, the mower's back and actually in a working order at the start of the season rather than weeks into it. I mean, I know it seems something silly, but it happens every year. I've still got cars to fix, I've got a wood chipper to fix. So, you know, a place like this takes machinery. It really does. And it all needs servicing and fixing and all sorts of stuff before the season starts. I've got people that are coming down to help out because they want some wood, which means they help clear the wood. Brilliant for me. I have I've got the vision a little bit earlier than normal this year, and there's equipment around to help me do that, and there's some people around to help me do that, and I'm really looking forward to that part. Some of the inside is coming together just as the spring is starting to arrive, and it's great. It really feels great. So I'm feeling positive, and I'm looking around, and it's making me smile. Talking about making me smile, I said a little while back, I said sometimes I get a bit lost, don't really know who I am, and I've received loads of beautiful comments, and you know, I think everyone gets like that. That's fine. Do you know what? I remembered I'm the person who enjoys helping people. Like me or loathe me, think it's fake or whatever, I enjoy helping people. I do a lot to help others because I enjoy it. So it sounds a bit selfish. I enjoy it, so I do it. And I'm really lucky at the moment in that's coming back to help me at the moment through lens of equipment, people coming up to give me a hand, help painting, kitchen garden. So, it's always a nice reminder that your good deeds don't go unnoticed. And your fantastic deeds did not go unnoticed. Oh, that arm hurts. I did that little shout out to Nigel and his channel, and it was just something I wanted to do because I think sometimes people need a little pat on the back to keep them, keep spirits high, and I've never seen someone so happy. Thank you, every single person, every one of you. And it was nothing to do with me because you did it, I pointed you in a direction to go and see. You went, you subscribed, you left beautiful comments for him. You made somebody else in the world really, really smile. And that's a wonderful thing. And I think if I like to try to do that, I think you all like to do that. You've proven that fact. And if more of us in the world just try to do that small thing on a day-to-day basis, what a wonderful place it would be to live. On that fantastic note, what I'm going to say is, you're bloody wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.